Hello, Pisces, and welcome to this, your mid to late March reading. A couple of really quick announcements. First of all, before it actually happens, my camera still has an attitude. It does go in and out. It has little mini freakouts. If that happens, I just wait until it resets itself. I don't edit my videos, so just bear with me. It is not your video player that you're watching this on. It's my camera. Second, I would like to just issue a very heartfelt apology for not getting this video out to you in a timely fashion. I have been experiencing some rather significant health issues over the last week or 10 days. And I just wasn't able to get your video recorded. So I do apologize for that, and I greatly appreciate you sticking with me. For those of you who are here as repeats, thank you so much for sticking with me. And for those of you who are new here, welcome. Today, I'm going to be doing a general reading for all of the Pisceans out there, and that includes anyone born under the sign of Pisces, as well as anybody who has a lot of Pisces in their chart. This is a general reading. So a couple of things about general readings. First of all, timing. There are two issues that come up with timing. Sometimes we'll make predictions and we'll say, okay, X is going to happen on this day. And then it doesn't happen. And then there's, a little bit of, why didn't that happen? Maybe she's no good. Maybe she's not a good psychic. There's two reasons why things don't pan out in the timelines that are predicted in the here and now. The first one is that when we're dealing with predictions, we're dealing with tapping into the ethereal realm or a different plane of existence. And time moves at a different rate on different planes of existence. Okay. So yeah, sometimes the timelines are off. The other issue that happens has to do with your free will. Okay. So the reading that I'm doing today is from where you are at now, from where the Pisceans are at now, here in the middle of March while I'm doing this reading. And if I make a prediction, or any psychic makes a prediction that X is going to happen at the end of March, and you go, I am not in alignment with that. I'm not in agreement with that. And then you begin to use your free will and you make changes and choices. And you change your path. Guess what? You also changed your reality and you changed the outcome. Okay? So just a couple of things to keep in mind when you're watching tarot videos or when you're dealing with psychics and intuitives. Final point on general readings. There's an awful lot of you guys out there. And so if you have an important choice or decision to make, collect up all the little pieces of information and tidbits that you get, whether it be from YouTube videos, from family, from friends, wherever you pick up your information from. But ultimately, the decision has to be yours, Pisces. You have to tap into your own heart and make the decision from that place. And don't base it solely upon one little piece of information that you've received. Okay. I work with a number of different decks rather than just solely one tarot deck. I find that resonates better for most of my clients. And finally, as I'm pulling cards, I do leave them face down until I'm actually ready to read them. That way I'm better able to allow the intuitive and psychic juices to flow rather than looking at cards and then having information come in, okay? Let's get started, Pisces. We are going to look at where you're at now. We're going to look at what you're focusing on for mid to late March. We're going to have a look at your difficult influences for mid to late March. We're going to pull a card that just makes sense. We're going to look at unexpected influences and insights. And finally, your overall outcome. The overall outcome card is pulled with the intention of predicting or projecting the outcome and where you'll be at late March, early April. Okay, let's get started. So I am getting called very loudly to the fairies. Let's hope that they're going to behave because they have not been behaving this month. Yep, we already got one card out. Almost had a bunch more. All right. Come on, fairies. Pisces. There we go. We're started. Pisces. Where are they at now? Okay, we've got, yeah, it looks like we're going to have maybe 4 cards. We've got 2 cards here that didn't actually fall out. So I am going to just set them aside in case we need them to clarify 2 cards that did actually fall out. Excuse me for just a moment. Your card fell on the floor. All right. Let's have a look at what you are focusing on, Pisces. Let's have a look at what Pisces is focusing on. Which way? Yeah, we're going to go this way. What is Pisces focusing on for last half of March 2023? Oh, that's interesting. Just the way the card shuffled was really, really different there. We've got one more card that's going to come out here. All right, those and that one. Let's have a look at difficult influences. Now, the difficult influences card may at first appear as though they have a positive meaning, but we actually read them as if they are coming up in a negative meaning in the difficult influences. Where am I going? That one. Just determining which deck. Yeah, I'm getting called over here to this deck. Difficult influences for the Pisces out there. Oh, wow. You got quite a number of cards all came out all at once and then no more. All right. How many cards did you end up with here, Pisces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in your difficult influences. All right. Might be kind of a rough time here for you, Pisces. Let's have a look and see whether those cards are going to, kind of just tell a story. Let's have a look at a card that just makes sense for your reading. What makes sense for Pisces mid to late March? All right, you didn't want to come out. Let's try again. What makes sense? There we go. Is there anything else? Anything else? Right down to the bottom of the deck. Anything else? Nope. Let's have a look at unexpected insights. Unexpected insights and influences. Oops. Wow. Holy cow. Okay. This is getting ridiculous. Okay. Pisces. We have way too many cards here. So what I'm actually going to do is, how many cards did we end up? Yeah, 10 cards. All right, let's shuffle the smaller deck and see what is the unexpected insights. Because it's not 10. Unexpected insights or influences. There we go. And that was what we wanted, was 3 cards, and we did have 3 more cards jump out of that smaller deck. Let's have a look at your general overall outcome and where you're projected or predicted to be at the end of March. There's one. Anything else? Whoops. Set these down in the order in which they came out. We do have 2 reverse cards. We'll see whether we'll read them in the reverse or upright. Sometimes it's just a question of the way that they land. Let's have a look. Okay. Interesting. Pisces, you have the 10 of winter, also known as the 10 of swords, and you have the 7 of summer, also known as the 7 of cups. These 2 cards are intended for where you are at now. Interestingly, if you do have any Sagittarius in your chart, you might want to have a quick peek over there at their reading. They had 10s coming out of the yin yang in their reading, including 2 10s in there where they're at now. So that just might interest you a little bit. Okay, 10 of winter, where you're at now, is an indication that there is a resolution to some of the difficulties that you've been facing. And I do recall, Pisces, that the last couple of videos that I've done for you, the cards have indicated that you are kind of going through a rough time. It's like every turn you take and every road that you turn onto, there's a bunch of speed bumps that are slowing you down and making you feel uncomfortable. And so the 10 of Swords coming up at your "you are here now" is an indication that some of the speed bumps are being erased off the road of life for you. The 7 of Summer coming up, or the 7 of Cups, is about procrastination. And it's indicating that you're not procrastinating anymore. These two cards being read together is telling me that you are taking actions towards not continuing on a road that's filled with speed bumps. You're the one being proactive. You're taking those steps towards that. And that is allowing this resolution to the difficulties here in the 10 of Winter. The one thing that I will caution with is with the 7 of Cups coming up, as much as it indicates, you're not procrastinating or anything anymore, you are making a decision. One of the things that can happen sometimes when we have important life decisions to make is we overanalyze, right? Oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about that? And the next thing we know, we've got 20 lists sitting in front of us. We've called 12 of our closest friends. We've called our mom, dad, sister, brother, priest, rabbi, and shaman. And we're right back where we started, and we're so confused. So I caution you, Pisces, that when you have important decisions to make, again, as I mentioned right at the very start of this video, decisions are made from here. They're made from within you. And the 7 of Cups is telling me sometimes you're not making your decisions from here. Sometimes you're going outside, 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 outside. All right. Let's have a look at what you're focusing on. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Pisces, your focus. You are focusing on success. This is the 6 of Wands. Beautiful card to come in. I will point out, however, that the 6 of Wands, so I'm going to back up. So we believe that there are magical numbers. Nikola Tesla was into 369, and he felt that it was a really important combination of numbers. And in fact, everything Nikola Tesla did had to be divisible by 3, 6, or 9. And frequencies, we've found that the human body responds to frequencies using 3, 6, and 9. So they're obviously very important, but the unique thing about 6 is it's the only one that is divisible by one of the other numbers, and it divides right in half. Remember what I said about the 7 of Summer here, that sometimes when you have an important decision to make, you feel like you're going in 2 different directions. Well, this being the 6 of Wands, yes, it indicates that you are working towards manifesting success. You are focusing on success, but I caution you, Pisces, not to get caught up in the duality and the division of 3, right? The 6 can be divided by 3 twice, which creates a duality for you. I'm hoping that this is resonating with some of you. I know for some of you, you're going, why is she even going there? And for others, you're going, yeah, that's my cup of tea. You Pisceans are sometimes a little bit of a different breed. We have to report to you differently about things. Now, you also have the Lovers coming up in your focus. This is an indication that for the majority of you Pisces, for the last half of March, love and romance is going to be important to you. And that's regardless of whether you are single or whether you are in a committed relationship. It's something that you are focusing on. If you're in a committed relationship, you are focused on either, if you're the cup half full kind of person, improving your relationship and, putting the spice of life in there. And if you're the cup half empty kind of Piscean, then you're focused on, you know what, I'm not sure I'm fully engaged in this love relationship anymore. And that's fine. Either way is fine. But for those of you who are single, again, this is a focus for you for the last half of March. I do want to point out that the number on this card is a 6. Just pointing that out. Next card that you have for your focus is, oh, look at that. It's a 3. 2 6s and a 3? Yeah. Okay. You have the 3 of Pentacles, also known as the 3 of Rainbows from this deck. This is a card of guidance. What is this card asking you to do? It's asking you to ask for help. There is nothing wrong with asking for help. And this card is saying that you can ask for help from the earthly realm, friends, family, whoever, or you can tap in here, call in your guides and your angels and ask for help. But either way, with whatever situation is coming up for you this month, Pisces, one of the things you're being asked to do is ask for guidance and help. Here's the thing. Regardless of whether you are working on manifesting success or manifesting a new love interest or both, you're being called upon to ask for guidance, both celestial, otherworldly, whatever name you want to put on it, guidance, or physical guidance here in this realm. But either way, ask for help. These are your focus cards. This is what you're focusing on. The final card in your focus for March is the Ace of Swords, also known as the Ace of Clouds. This is consciousness. This is actually really beautiful because I've said this before in my previous videos. Pisces, you are in this process of going through a massive change and a massive shift. Aces in the tarot or oracle cards or whatever are always representative of new beginnings. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so this one represents consciousness, and it's representative of you, Pisces, taking a deeper look within, a deeper look at without everything around you, and coming to terms with your place in the universe and what role you're going to play. Let's have a look at your difficult influences. Remember, we had so many cards come out here, just crazy amounts of cards coming out here. Okay. I don't know why we ended up with a bunch of upside down cards, but I'm going to read them the way that they are intended to be read. Okay. Difficult influence, Pisces, for March is the Mountain and setting intentions. So what we actually do is read this as the opposite, which means that during the month of March, the latter half of the month, you are having a little bit difficulty with your setting intentions. That makes sense when we look at what you're focusing on, and we've got the 2 6s that are divisible by the 3s, by the 3, creating this duality here. Are you going to focus on and set your intentions for love or for money? For love or career? Can you do both? Air. You're experiencing a little difficulties with air. Intuitively, what I'm picking up for you, Pisces, is just be careful and be cautious of the air that you are breathing. Make sure that you are in an area where the air is clean. If you are not, take steps to clean the air. Again, I am not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional, but it's common sense that, if there's industrial stuff happening around you, or perhaps airplanes flying by that, perhaps don't have the cleanest exhaust, if you know what I mean. You might want to look into air purifier systems or something so that when you're in your home or when you're in your car, you're protecting yourself and your family from the air. The next card that is coming up for you in your difficult influences is the volcano and the release. Normally, this is kind of a fun, exciting card to come up, but in your difficult influences, it's an indication that there is something that you want to release. There's something you want to say. This isn't about something you want to do. There's something that you want to say that you feel needs to be said, and yet you're struggling with saying it for fear of retributions. Okay, so that's coming up for you as a difficult influence, Pisces, for the latter part of March. Forest and diversity is coming up, which is an indication you don't have a lot of diversity. You're kind of stuck in a rut right now. I do want to say that two things came up. You know, when I'm reading the cards, I look at different areas of your life, financial, family, work, and so on. And for this card, as soon as I turned it over, for you, I'm picking up that in two different areas of your life, you may be lacking diversity right now. One of the areas is food. Where did that come? What are the chances of me coming up with that just out of the blue? That's coming in from spirit. That part of this lack of diversity that you're experiencing right now, Pisces, is food. And the other one is friends, you know. And given that you've got this card here encouraging you to ask for advice and guidance this month, perhaps watch for where the advice and guidance is coming from. Expand your friend circle, because there may be some really, really valuable advice that you can get from expanding that circle. Lightning and breakthrough. Interesting that you have both lightning and breakthrough as well as volcano and release in your difficult influences. These two cards together are telling me, Pisces, you are seriously repressing something that you want to do or say. More so something that you want to say, but you are seriously repressing it. And I can tell you from experience that these are in your difficult influences. So you're struggling with it. It's not saying that it's impossible. I can tell you from experience that repression and having these two cards being repressed, eventually it will explode. You are going to get that lightning and thunderbolt, and you are going to get that release, that volcanic explosive release. So do your best. Again, here comes the advice. I'm not going to have my disclaimers again. Do your best to speak your truth and honor your truth. Okay. And the last card that you have in your difficult influences, this was a lot of cards in difficult influences, Pisces, I must say. The last card that you have is the moon and cycles. Okay. When this card comes up in difficult influences, what it's telling me is you're having a little bit of difficulty accepting the timing of things, and you're having difficulty accepting that there's a saying, a place for everything and everything in its place, a time for everything. Yeah. And so this card coming up with these two cards, the volcanic release and the lightning and breakthrough and thunderbolt, along with the moon and the cycles here, is telling me that there is something in your life that the timing is just not right for. There is something that you need to say, there's something you need to do, but the timing's not right, and that's causing you to feel a little bit of impatience. It's causing you to flip-flop as well. Remember, the moon has both a dark cycle and a light cycle, so that can make you feel like you're flipping and flopping around a little bit. Let's move on to this. Makes sense, right? Just stand in your light of truth right now, Pisces. Where does the light of your truth come from, Pisces? It comes from right here. there's definitely a lot going on for you. This is one of the readings for, and it is one of the last readings that I'm going to be doing for mid-March. I've done most of the other zodiac signs. This is one of the most involved readings that I'm doing right now. You in Aquarius. Moving from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. Go figure. Yeah, I had to go there again and bring that up yet again, Pisces, but your readings are very, very involved right now. You have a lot of energies going on. Like I said, you've got a lot of these speed bumps in the road of your life. That's not to say that you cannot circumvent those by speaking your truth when the timing is right, rather than suppressing it and pushing it down, discovering your own truth. Okay. And getting out of this duality. Decide what you're going to concentrate on. You're going to concentrate on success, money, career, because that's really what this one's about. Or are you going to put your efforts and energies into love? That's not to say that you can't do both, but I think at this point in time right now, Pisces, you need to pick one or the other and kind of concentrate on them for the last 2 weeks of March. And it's going to help to clear up this big pile of difficult influences for you, because you're getting pulled, you're spreading yourself thin. Unexpected insights and influences. You have the rebel. Yeah. Not surprising, actually. As much as this is supposed to be unexpected, it's not surprising that this is coming out, because with all of this going on, it's not surprising that you're feeling a little bit rebellious right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Just don't go do anything really stupid or silly or irresponsible. You do have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords, actually, you've got the Two and the Three of Swords, both of them. Okay. This one says schizophrenia on it. This one says isolation. I will get into both of them. What did I say over here? Duality. I said something about duality elsewhere for you as well, Pisces. This is the card of the ultimate duality. I'm hoping that this card will come into focus for you, but you'll notice there is a character on the top right here, and he's holding on by his fingernails and his toenails between two cliffs. Does he have a problem? I mean, if he lets go with his toes, he's going to be only holding on by his fingertips. If he lets go with his fingertips, he's only going to be holding on by his toenails. So he is caught between the ultimate duality. That creates a sense of insanity in us. So this is what's coming up for you right now, Pisces. Do I go here? Do I go there? Career or romance? Which one's it going to be? Isolation is coming up as well in your unexpected insights. The isolation card is a card of, I need to go within for a period of time. I need to figure things out for myself. And when I do, I will have an opportunity to experience self-love and cry warm, golden tears that will melt the isolation around me. That's the meaning behind this card. So it's one of the things that you can put into practice this month, Pisces. You're, in fact, being in your unexpected insights, you're being called to practice some of this isolation for the purposes of going within. All right. In your general overall outcome, interesting. Okay. You do have some cards here that quite a number of other signs have had in their readings, including the Mountain came up in Sagittarius. The Magic Guardian, this card here, came up in at least 6 other readings. The Spirit Fox came up for Aquarius and at least 2 or 3 other signs. So this is actually a really, really good outcome for you, Pisces, because it indicates that some of this isolation that you've been feeling and experiencing with the shift from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, and some of this isolation and some of this learning, these bumpy roads that you've had to travel, are probably going to be subsiding because you've got cards that are in common with a lot of the other signs, which means that we're coming together as one whole again. So the first card that you have, again, the Protection Guardian came up for a lot of people this month, but incidentally, the Protection Guardian came up for a lot of people in their difficult influences. For you, it's coming up in the outcome. This card is asking you to drop your shields. Okay. You've built walls up around you to protect yourself, partially because the changes that you're going through and the shifts that you're going through right now are difficult. And so you haven't wanted to let people in. Oh yeah, isolation came up for you, right? Right now you're being asked to drop those shields. Now that's not to say that you need to completely walk around fully exposed, but you can drop the big wall that you've built up around yourself. Still, of course, keep your psychic shield up around you, but you're definitely going to want to not have a wall built up around you, Pisces. Another card that's coming up for you in your general overall outcome is the Mountain. This is a stand your ground. Okay. Stop waffling back and forth. This duality needs to end. Pick a side, pick the direction that you want to go, and then stand your ground, Pisces. Okay. Also with this card, I want to point out that this card is like an iceberg. What's going on as above, so below, but also keep in mind when you see a mountain, there's a lot more going on below the surface than what meets the eye. You have the Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within yourself. This card plays right into the Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. But Magic Guardian, right? You are a magical being. So embrace that. Embrace magic. Embrace setting your intentions, manifesting, and it can be yours. You have the Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. Understandable that you're going to get this card. Times are changing so drastically and so quickly right now, Pisces. Trust yourself. Again, here's this call again. Go within and trust yourself. Be graceful in your movements and your actions. That one's kind of common sense, but yeah, coming into mid to late March, move like the Shaolin master. I want to say with this card coming up, you had when this card came up, the Forest and Diversity card came up in your difficult influences. For whatever reason, I was called to say, perhaps you don't have enough diversity in your diet right now, right? Kind of out of the blue, where did that come from? This card coming up in your general overall outcome is also, I would say, related to health for you. Keep your body moving. Keep those joints lubricated, whatever. And the final card for you, Pisces, is the Stargazer. And this is a card of set your sights higher. Another meaning for this card, believe in yourself. Believe in your abilities. You've got the Spirit Fox here, which is about trusting in your abilities and your talents. So pick your direction. If I had to narrow this big long reading down for you and just summarize it, Pay attention to your diet. Make sure it's diverse enough. Keep your body moving this month. Narrow down your decisions. Get out of this duality. And believe in yourself. Set your sights higher. And you've got 3 cards here from the same deck is your outcome that are all talking about, oops, not that one. Yeah, where'd it go? This one. These 3 cards are all telling you, believe in yourself. You are enough. And with that, Pisces, I just want to say thank you for joining me. I hope you'll join me again at the beginning of April. Bye-bye.